Do you guys want to talk about Mortal Kombat? Let's talk about Mortal Kombat. This is going to be my movie review for Mortal Kombat 2021. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go see the movie. Movie's pretty good. If you want the review, it's decent. Go see it. If you want a spoiler-filled review, stick around. I'm going to go over the complete movie from the beginning, middle, the short end we had, the complete details, character, what I thought about the movie. We're going to go over it now. And if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. Thank you guys so much. Usually on the channel, I go over video games or interesting things I find on the internet, stuff like that. This is going to be my first ever movie review. I really do hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you so much for sticking around. Alright, let's get into this movie. I'm really excited. So we got Mortal Kombat 2021. It doesn't follow the other Mortal Kombat movies. If you're thinking of Mortal Kombat 1995 or Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 97, now you don't have to see those first. It's not going to lead into those movies, even though you kind of wish it will. Not at all. It's like its own thing in its own universe, and it's great. Let's just go over it. So in the beginning, it starts off. I don't know if you guys all seen this beginning. It's that it's been all over the internet on YouTube or whatever. You got Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. But it starts off there. You got that rivalry. It's shot beautifully. It looks great. You're like in ancient Japan. Sub-Zero just comes in, just wipes out the Scorpion clan. Takes Hanzo, who's gonna be Scorpion, his family. Kills his wife and his kid and all that. It's tragic. They end up saving a baby, so his bloodline can make this movie happen. And Scorpion ends up having a face-off with Sub-Zero right there in the beginning. Obviously, it doesn't work out too well for Scorpion. We got a movie to have here. So Scorpion, or not, as his human form, he dies, goes to hell. He'll get his powers or whatever. Then the movie takes place. Boom, right after that. So you got that beginning shot. Scorpion Sub-Zero rivalry set up. It's shot beautifully. It's well done. Thumbs up. And then it just jumps forward. It's the bloodline of Scorpion is going to be our new character, Cole Young. We have him. He's our everyman. He's like our audience. So if you're new to Mortal Kombat, if you're new to the franchise, and you just want to jump in, this is you. He's our everyman. So he knows nothing about Mortal Kombat or what's to come. He's a MMA fighter, kind of underground, and just makes enough money to support his family. He has a wife and a daughter, and he's doing well enough, I suppose. And he gets right into it. He meets Jax, who doesn't have his powers yet, but knows about Mortal Kombat and what's to come. They introduce each other. Works out fine. Boom, some Sub-Zero action. I don't understand. He just comes right in. It's fine. Just give us some fights. It's Mortal Kombat. So Sub-Zero comes in. Jack stays behind. He'll. We all seen the trailer. He get his arms exploded off, but that gives Cole a chance to go find Sonya now. Go find my friend Sonya in Indiana. So he goes there. She tells him the whole legend of Mortal Kombat. He meets Kano, who she happens to have there, and explains about I got a dragon tattoo marking, how this all works out. And it's not like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation where that dragon tattoo marking means shit, and it's just like a weird little thing that flies off of you and evaporates. Doesn't mean it. In this movie, it's going to give you superpowers, and we'll get into that here in a second. They call it like Arcana, and it's different. It's new. But we're going to get into that. We'll get into that here in a little bit. So he meets Sonya. He meets Kano. Right away, they're going to get attacked by Reptile. They don't really show much of him. He's in reptile form, all CGI. It's a short fight, but it's a good fight. You get a fatality at the end. Kano wins. Kano wins. I liked it. Not too bad. And they have to go find this Mortal Kombat temple in some place. Just the story works out. It's like we have this mysterious temple where Mortal Kombat's going to be hidden. I have no knowledge of it. I've been searching using all this technology, and we're ex-military. We have this whole wall full of stuff. We don't know where the temple is, but we kind of know about the legends of Mortal Kombat. And here comes Kano. Oh yeah, I run guns through there all the time. And whatever. So the story works out. Kano knows where it is. He takes him there. They meet, Liu Kang, and I wasn't really impressed with Liu Kang in this movie. Just gonna throw it out there. Like my version of Liu Kang is, the original Mortal Kombat Liu Kang, 95, 97. Just that's how he looks in the video games. Just how I see Liu Kang. I see this guy is kind of small. Maybe he's gonna beef up for the next couple movies and become Liu Kang. But whatever. He has his fire powers. So when they first meet him, he go fireball, and Kano's just like, "Holy shit! You shoot fireballs out of your hand? Can you teach me how to do that? Are we all gonna get superpowers?" And let's put a pin in that. Of course we are. And then you meet Kung Lao, and just immediately, he's great as his character. He looks like he'll be Kung Lao. I see him as a Kung Lao. That's just good job. Good job. Liu Kang, not really. And I felt the same way about Raiden. When we meet Raiden, I was like, he didn't like. I know they're changing the cast up. I don't know. I just didn't see him or feel it as Raiden. He just didn't, come off as a Raiden character to me. But that's whatever. Jax was really good. Sonya was really good. Kano was probably one of my favorite characters. He's like an anti-hero. No, I don't know. He's kind of like an anti-hero in the beginning, but then straight up dick in the end, where he just flip sides and Kano. But as an actor, he's just funny. He steals the show. One of the best lines is, so these powers are like a box of chocolate, right? You don't know what you're gonna get. You may get something cool like lightning or fire hands, or you might get shit like frisbee hat. As they look right over at Kung Lao, who has probably one of the coolest fatalities, where he throws his hat in the ground and starts spinning like a razor blade, and then he rides his opponent right into it and splits her right in half. It's probably a flawless victory. That's what he called it. Probably one of the coolest fatalities in there. And they did a lot with the fatalities. The flawless victory, like I said. Kano wins. They do a lot of references to the Mortal Kombat game. So if you play the games, you're gonna love it. You're just the moves they do. Sub-Zero does his ice wall. The ice sword, you've probably all seen this in the advertisements, but that's all there. Get over here with Scorpion. It's all in the movie. Anything, and all the fan service is going to be in there for the fights. Now, what they don't give us in the Mortal Kombat movie is going to be the Mortal Kombat tournament. Like, as I said, they get to the temple. They kind of learn about their abilities. They kind of have a montage where they all train, fight against each other, and try to unlock all their powers. Where Kano gets his laser eye, and Cole eventually will get his bodysuit and his little fighter things, and he'll fight Goro, and he has a really good fight against Goro. Now that fight, the CGI and that is great. I like the ending when he cuts him right open and his guts and everything start coming out, and he gets him in the eye. Like it's a really good fight. It's kind of on a shorter ends, but CGI, just like the reptile fight. You're not gonna have those kind of characters in the movie, full on. Maybe the next movie or the third movie, they can expand that budget depending on if we all go see this movie. But I liked the fights. I liked how they used them. Goro could have been more intimidating. He wasn't that intimidating in the movie. They didn't show like any kind of montage of what he's done or any kind of give him any kind of backstory. He just kind of shows up. You're supposed to know who he is, which we all do. But if you're new to the movie, you're like, okay, he's a four-armed guy. He just looks like a henchman. You don't really know like how powerful and where he really comes from in the story. Maybe they'll explain it later. They do give you an ending where it's like a death is just another portal. So even though he died, he's not really dead type thing. So after that whole montage, they all get their powers. They go into to Act 3, which is completely rushed. They get all their powers. They fight some of these bad guys. They get their butts handed to them. They get their ass kicked pretty bad. And then they come up with a plan. They're sitting there in the void, and they're like, all right, so we're in the void now. We got to figure out what we're going to do. And they're like, let's just divide and conquer. We'll just, go fight them one-on-one in separate locations. Raiden teleports us there, and we'll just, Act 3, fight. And everyone goes and does their fight. Jax goes and fights the guy with the giant hammer, gets his revenge. Liu Kang gets revenge for Kung Lao's death. Sonya, she gets revenge. She goes and has a rematch against Kano. They fought earlier in the movie where she won. They go back again. She fights later in the movie where she wins again, this time killing him, taking his dragon tattoo, and then getting superpowers of her own. Okay, I didn't really like her choice of superpower. She gets like these laser beam hands where she can like one hit kill, Melina like she did. But that's how they did it in the movie. I'm gonna go with it. It looks pretty cool. We're gonna see how it goes in the rest of the movies. Like I said, these like Kano Best said, these powers are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. You may get something cool like laser hands, or you might get shit like Frisbee hat. As for the end of the movie, they had their third act. All the good guys won their fights. The only guy who really died on our team is gonna be Kung Lao. He got his soul sucked by Shang Tsung, and it wasn't that heavy of a death. Maybe it was for some people. That's the only death we had on our side, and all of the bad guys seem to die. They seem like B characters, and death is just another portal, so maybe they're not dead forever. But this is all taking place before the Mortal Kombat tournament. So at the end of this movie, our main character, Cole Young, he's going on a mission. He has to go find a new fighter. Johnny Cage, everybody else got sent on missions to go find new fighters as well. Raiden's going to assemble the team. We're going to get some training going, I guess. Into the next movie, that's probably going to be our Mortal Kombat tournament, where Shang Tsung will revive whatever fallen warriors we had this movie. Have a whole bunch of other characters lined up, for the next movie. Kind of how they did like Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation. They had Mortal Kombat, 1995, where they had a decent amount of characters, but then in Annihilation, they just brought out everybody. It went from like 8 characters to 30 characters. And I'm thinking that might be the trend here. We went from we had a decent cast, maybe like 10 fighters here or whatever, and the next movie we're gonna have like 30 fighters. Like how Shang Tsung said it at the end, I'm gonna bring an army next time. And that's what I'm hoping for. If you're still here at the end of the video, that was my review of it. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. It was really good. One of the better video game movie adaptations I've seen. If you haven't seen it, like I said, go see it. If you're still here at the end of this video, definitely hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, hit a like, do all those beautiful things to make the channel grow. I really do appreciate all your support. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys at the next video.